Hello, everybody, and you're welcome to another exciting episode of Moments with the Shepherd. My name is Tobi, and we're glad that you're here. Today, we'll be speaking about something vital, something important, as always is. We're continuing the series of speaking with musicians and people in music in the church. Today, we're speaking with a worship leader, and we're going to see how she lives her life finding self-purpose and self-worth outside of the church, outside of being a worship leader, discovering yourself and being your own person outside of being a worship leader in the church. Today, I'm joined by Minister Kachi Uluwole.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome to Moments with the Shepherd, and we're glad that you're here.
I'm so delighted to be here too.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself before we start to divulge all that we have to say.
Okay. I'm Minister Kachi Oluwole, MKO. Most people call me Minister K. Married, 2 children, and I'm an educationist as well, and a music minister in a nutshell. Thank you.
Okay, so give us a little background into how you started into music. Or like how you figured that music was something you wanted to do.
Okay, growing up, I know I hear this a lot and I rarely say it, but then growing up, I found myself singing in the church, Sunbeam, GA. But then someone discovered a talent in me and tried to help me push forward, because I was a very shy person and so reserved as well. But then someone walked up to me, an older person, and made it known to me that I could sing. And then she created a group where she started nurturing some of us. And we go out to minister in crusades and all that.
Wow.
So that helped me a little bit to know the extent of which I could sing. And then when I was of age, I joined the church choir and started singing.
So you started singing from the church choir?
Yes.
So when would you say was like the first time that you sang in front of the church, and how did you feel?
Wow. The first time I sang in church should be in 2005. It felt like the ground should open, let me fall in, something I wasn't so used to doing, taking a lead. And it wasn't that easy. Also knowing that I was very shy and reserved, I felt like the ground should open. So I was practically crying. And people thought it was just a song. It was more than the song. It was the congregation. It was the crowd. It was the...
Was it a large church?
Yes, it was as large as Shepherd Hill Baptist Church.
Wow.
So, but that was like a starting point. I started and I continued.
Oh, so if you started from singing to a congregation as large as that, would you say that has helped you overcome your shyness?
Oh, yes, it has. Now there is no more shyness, but there is this act of, we are at it today again. Holy Spirit, help me. Till now, sometimes when I'm to minister, my heart will start beating so fast. Not because I'm shy, but I really don't know how it's going to go, but I just hand everything over to God and I see Him taking control.
Right. So if there's one thing that you would say that because you mentioned that someone sort of mentored you as like a group of young people. Yes. So what's one thing that you say that maybe this person taught you or something that you were exposed to at that level that is helping you at the moment?
Oh, one thing she taught me was the ability to pitch. I would always want to settle for the low range. And she'd be like, no, Kachi, you're doing soprano. You know that high tone. Your voice is high. You can do it. So she pushed me to singing soprano and hitting notes that ordinarily I wouldn't want to try out because I feel it can be stressful.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So what part of music were you singing before she made you hit the soprano?
Worship. I just like worship songs.
Oh, like was it alto or
okay,
tenor?
You mean the parts?
Yes.
Oh, I was singing alto. I thought I could do alto because it's a very low range.
Yeah.
But she made me know that it's not even treble, it's soprano.
Oh, wow. So, at Shepherd Hill, you're basically like the worship leader.
Oh yes, I am. I'm the
So,
praise team coordinator or
okay.
leader. Yeah.
So, how would you say you arrived at being the praise team coordinator?
How did I get there? I actually didn't work for it. Neither. I should say I was selected by my music pastor then. I was selected by him to help to coordinate. And there was also a time there was election. I was elected, and after he left too, we had an MD and he also asked that I continue. So it's a rare privilege,
Oh wow.
actually.
Wow, that's so outside of being a worship leader,
Yeah.
as a believer and a Christian, how would you say like your day-to-day life or your walk with God helps you to be like a better worship leader or a better praise team coordinator?
Okay. Well, knowing that I even have a leadership role to play in church, that keeps me in check. Most times I'm conscious of where to go to, what to say, how to say it, when to say it. It actually haven't been easy. Being an educator, I speak every day. I talk to girls every day. And then Saturdays, weekends, when I'm to rest, I find myself in church. If I'm not leading, assisting those that are leading to be sure that their lyrics are right and all that. So it's not an easy task, but it has helped me to be in check and in tune with God. It has given me a closer relationship with God because I know that without God, I wouldn't be able to even do anything on my own,
Right.
let alone inspiring others to
Right.
minister.
Right.
So it
Right.
has brought me closer to God.
Right.
Yeah.
So what would you say was like, I mean, we grow every day and we hope to get to like greater heights all of the time. But what would you say has been like the key or the high point of your worship ministry so far? Because I know you have like an actual ministry of your own. So what would you say has been like the high point of it?
The high point of it was when the church, Shepherd Baptist Church, decided to count me worthy to be among those that would compose a song and
Right.
then it will be launched, it will be recorded free of charge without me paying and people paying for it. It's something I had in mind, but I haven't been convinced to do it. I have several songs that I've composed. Even when we were told, I just had to pick from the ones I had. I didn't start looking for song at that time. So I just found this as a rare privilege and it's something that had motivated me more. After that launch, I had some other songs, which I'm yet to go to the studio to sing, but now I'm motivated to do it. So it's like a highlight for me. It's God running it for me. FOC, you know.
Love it for you. So outside of being a worship leader, you said you're married and you have kids.
Yes, I do.
So how do you sometimes we know how being a leader can be and how it can wear you like a garment literally.
Yes.
So how do you separate being a worship leader in church from being an educator in your workspace and then being a mom at home to your children, a wife to your husband, daughter to your parents, different parts and pieces to pick out?
Okay, it's actually overwhelming, combining both or combining everything. Because sometimes my children will be like, mommy, you're going to church today again. When will you come back? You said you have a program. And I promised them I will come back. And obviously I would come back. For the educationist part of it affects my ministry sometimes. How? Through the act of me losing my voice. Not being able to minister sometimes at the level which I'm expected to. But I thank God for grace, since I already have a high range. At that time, I settle for a lesser key and I do my ministry without anybody knowing except the instrumentalist, So that's how I'm balancing both. And then for my family, there is time for everything. I actually have a schedule. Once I leave my workplace, I leave work in school. I don't take work to the house, So I know that when I'm home, I'm home. And when it's time for me to go to church, I leave home for church. And while I'm in church, I'm not thinking about home. I'm not thinking about work. So that's how I balance it. And most times the ministry have to do with weekends, and I don't work all weekends. And then since going to work is from morning to afternoon or evening, so I have the whole of evening and early hours of the day for my family. And then I have the weekends for my family and then for the ministry as well. So I try to balance it up and by having a schedule for everything I do weekly.
Has there ever been a time that this schedule of yours, there were clashing times or something wasn't working in it? Do you have an example and can you share it?
There's been several times. That there was a clash. I think sometime last month, I had a lot of activities in school because it was a graduation period. Oh, I keep mentioning school. Yes, I'm an educator. I work in a school. Yeah, so we had several activities in school and there were programs in church too. I had to tell my music director because he would always say, Sister Kachi, you'll be there. And I was like, sir, this week I won't be there. Why? I am on holiday, I know, but then we have activities in school. He didn't believe it until the first day I wasn't there. The next day I wasn't there. Oh yeah, it was mid-year revival service. So I wasn't there. I was at work because I couldn't help it. I was to anchor programs as well over there and to minister. So I just had to work and then leave the ministry. But the work also had administration in it. So I did my church ministry at work.
Okay. So in all of these challenges, should I say, that you have faced, has there ever been one that you faced within the church? Maybe in the capacity that you hold now or before? Has there ever been a time where you faced a challenge of maybe balancing, or you had an issue with maybe an instrumentalist or maybe your choir leader or someone in the church, and everybody sees you as the worship leader, So how did you handle that situation? How did it play out?
Well, I really don't think everybody see me as a worship leader. I'm one of the worship leaders. It's just some people that know that I'm the praise team leader, okay? Lead coordinator, but it's been challenging, I must tell you. It's been challenging. Sometimes co-worship leaders don't see what you're seeing. It looks like you're trying to bust someone over, Sometimes too, the instrumentalists feel, we got you. We should tell you what to do. And you are feeling like, I know the key I want to sing on. You follow. The truth is, the instrumentalists are meant to work with the lead singer. It's whatever you sing, they should play, not what they play you sing to. But most times they feel they got you. You self relax. You don't know what you're doing. So that challenge too is there. But I'm someone that I don't have issues with people. I rarely do. So I do more of keeping quiet. If I tell you what I want, so be it. And also I don't give room for strife and quarrels. If I think you're getting something wrong, I will tell you about it. Is either you take it or leave it. And there is this case of you have assigned someone to sing or to lead a particular worship, and suddenly the person didn't show up. It's on me, and I just have to do it. Why? Because I'm the leader. Sometimes too, some people know they have to do it. They tell you I'm not available and I won't do it. So I can't carry the microphone and tell everybody this person is not around, so I'm the one doing it now. So I end up doing it. But I'm trying to find a way of having so many people involved so that when someone is not available, I could call someone else and it won't be always overwhelming for me.
Overwhelming for you. Yeah. Right, I see that. Yeah. So I think one key question, because of the topic we're focusing on, finding self-worth outside of being a music minister or being a worship leader or all of that. How would you say that you have been able to be your own person outside of ministry? Because for some people, they will say that your ministry is your ministry and you have your own person. Like, I am my own, I am Tobi, not the podcast host that When I get into the studio, I am the host. But outside of this, I am this person. This is who I am. So would you say that there's a disparity, not exactly a disparity, but like how do you balance out not being a worship leader everywhere that you go because you feel like the worship leader is probably just for the church or for your ministry, but outside of that you are your own person? Or would you say that you want everybody to know you everywhere and in everything you do as a worship leader?
Oh no, some people don't even know that I'm a worship leader. That's the truth. So I thank God for where I am today. I told you that growing up I was very shy, but now I think I've overcome that. I'm now the very loud Kachi, you know. If you have not seen me sing before and you see me cracking jokes, you think that maybe I'm a comedian. You know, some people have told me to join the comedy group, that I'm good at that. I can scream like when I want to speak to you. And then also being an educator, once I'm not at work, I am free. I'm free to do whatever I want to do, say whatever I want to say, laugh at things, contribute to points without considering the fact that my students are there or they are not there. So my music ministry, if I'm not singing, I'm dancing, I'm playing, I'm laughing, I'm watching football. I can just be, I'm acting. Yeah. I like acting too. Yes. So I do every other thing I want to do. But when I know that it's time for me to minister, I just swim into the mood of worship.
You get into character.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so there was one question that I asked the instrumentalist that we had when we had that episode, and it's sort of like a controversial topic.
Okay.
I mean, there have been conversations about it, and it's about whether music ministers and instrumentalists should be paid by the church. So what do you think about it? Tell us like your own opinion, your own side of the gist.
In my opinion, not because I want money or because I want them to pay me. I think they should be paid.
Okay.
They should be paid to be appreciated. Yes, the payment should be in form of appreciation of the work they are doing. You know, for some people, they'll be motivated with the money. There are some people that want to be there, but because they don't even have money, it's fair to come to church, you won't find them there. But when they know that there will be money attached to it, they will keep coming, whether they have money before or they don't. But that's an extra money, so they should be paid.
But should money be like, well, I say an incentive now or a motivation for them to do or for them to serve God? Because some people would argue that it's your service to God.
Yeah.
Whether you are paid or not,
You should
it
be able
doesn't
to
matter.
do it.
Yes, you should be able to do it. So will we say that the money that they are getting is like an incentive or like a bait or something?
It should be an incentive, it shouldn't be the reason why they should minister.
Do you think music ministers should be entitled to getting payment
Yes,
from church? They should be entitled.
I think so.
Why?
Because if all music ministers decide to be looking for churches they will go to minister, almost every Sunday, you'll find out that we may not have worship leaders because they'll keep going from one church to the other to minister, knowing that they will surely give them money, an envelope, even food and drinks, you know. So, but if they know that, okay, this church I belong to, they will always appreciate me. There is always a take home. I think they will stay.
But what should be the biggest motivation for a musician, a gospel artist? It's just I won't want to say that you should place money above God, but we found a lot of artists now that the way that they have positioned themselves, it's showing that they're putting money above even the gifts that God has given to them. So what would you say in that aspect is probably wrong, or what are they doing wrong, or what are they not getting?
I think it's totally wrong.
Okay.
Yes, because it's not about money. It's about the gospel. The reason why I said they should be paid is so that there won't be any lack. Imagine coming to church and the choristers are not there. Probably because they didn't attend rehearsals.
Right.
And maybe 80% of them didn't have tea-fare to come for rehearsals. Then it means there won't be music that day in that church. And that's the problem. But if 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people are paid, there is no problem. But I, as a music minister, I wouldn't bill people to minister. I feel that any church that invites me to come and minister will certainly not say, thank you so much. Last week I attended a program. Someone just called me from UK and said, I heard you sing in a church. I'll be coming for my birthday and I would like you to sing. Tell me how much you will collect. I was like, well, I won't charge you anything. Just give me the address. I'll be there.
Wow.
You know, and I went, I ministered. She had a good time. And when I got home, she asked for my account details. I sent to her. She credited my account. The following day, she said just to say thank you again. She added to it. And I didn't tell her I wanted a specific amount of money. That's me coming out. That's God showing up for me. And that's just the beginning. I've also attended some other programs and it's just like, take for your car or your tea home. You know, so I think gospel ministers should find something else doing. Because I think it's some of them that take it as a full-time job that feel you have to give them 10M, 15M before they attend your program. And knowing that they have several instrumentalists, they have to settle their flight tickets and all that. So I would advise all gospel ministers to find something else doing apart from gospel ministration so that you won't be stranded and be billing people to minister, except the ministration is not for God.
So for you, it is appreciation over actual money.
Exactly. That's what it is for me. And that's what it will continue to be.
Okay.
I don't think I will get to the level of, if it's not 5 million, I won't come for your program. No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay. So
God helping me anyway.
Okay. God is going to help. God's going to help you with that. Yeah. So on a final note,
okay.
What's something that you do on like a day-to-day basis or a weekly basis that you say is helping you towards becoming a better musician?
Is there something I do? In fact, I wish
could
I would.
Every day, could be every week.
I wish I could figure out what it is, because my job alone tries to take that music out of me. It takes more of my time trying to affect my voice and not giving me the room to get to the level I want to, you know. But I should say rehearsals in church, and then listening to music on my own at home and trying to hit some notes, modulating on my own without the keyboard. That's personal rehearsals and church rehearsals. Those are the things helping me in the ministry.
I think personal rehearsals are very key. I don't think there's a lot of people that actually do rehearse by themselves at home. It's one thing to sing. It's another thing to actually like have rehearsals and be conscious of what you're singing before you even come to like the church or like
I do that
choir rehearsals. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This has been a very interesting episode because you have uncovered layers of like the music side of the church, being a gospel artist. And for the longest time I have always thought that, you know, as a gospel artist you can't have like a life outside of like being a gospel artist or being like your own person. But yeah, thank you for sharing your story, because now I know that yes, it is very much possible. Thank you so much for coming on this episode of Moments with the Shepherd. Was so excited that you have joined us today.
Thank you too.
And we hope that next time we call you, you're going to come.
Sure, I will.
And to you at home,
it's a rare privilege. So
thank you. And to you at home, we're so glad that you have joined us today. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Moments with the Shepherd. My name is Tobi. If you have been blessed by this episode, please like, share, subscribe, and share in the comment section the most interesting part of this podcast, because we want to know what excites you the most about this and your opinion about what we have said. We hope to see you in the next episode. Until then, keep being with Jesus. Bye.